Hi everyone, Shane here with my Premier League score predictions and fantasy predictions for match week 3 in the Premier League. If you like the show, please subscribe and like and comment also if you wish. So here we go. The first game up tomorrow sees Wolves take on Manchester City. I've gone for a 5-0 victory for Manchester City in this one, as Wolves are newly promoted and I feel they're going to be taught a harsh lesson tomorrow by the champions. So, yeah, but Wolves are going to do very well this season, but not tomorrow. And City are obviously going to continue their perfect start to the season. On to Arsenal and West Ham. For these two teams, it hasn't been so perfect. Neither team has picked up a point so far, but I reckon that fate is going to change for Arsenal tomorrow. I reckon they're going to win this London derby by 3-1 to get Unai Emery up and running. There we go. On to Bournemouth and Everton. These two teams have had solid starts to the new season. I reckon Everton are going to come away with the points tomorrow though, with a 1-0 victory. And Bournemouth's perfect start is going to come to an end, obviously. That's my prediction anyway. Huddersfield and Cardiff. This is a crucial game for both teams, as I reckon both teams are going to be in and around each other come the end of the season in the battle for survival. Tomorrow, I reckon the Terriers are going to come out on top by 1-0 and leave Neil Warnock's team feeling blue. Southampton and Leicester. These two teams have played relatively well in various stages throughout their 2 games so far in the season. Southampton have created numerous chances throughout their games, but have failed to take them. Hence the reason they've only got 1 point so far from their 2 games. As for Leicester, they've got a victory, and could arguably have come away with something from Old Trafford also. So, on that basis, I've gone for Leicester to leave Southampton to leave St Mary's Stadium with all 3 points tomorrow, coming out on top by 2-1. The evening kick-off then sees Liverpool take on Brighton. I reckon Liverpool are going to continue their perfect start of the season and win by 3-0. And Brighton are obviously going to come back down to earth a little bit after their wonderful victory against Manchester United last week. It's 3-0 to Liverpool in that one. On to Sunday's fixtures now. Watford take on Crystal Palace. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Crystal Palace, as they've been showing promising signs in their first 2 games in the season. As have Watford, they have 6 points out of 6, but I reckon their good start won't go on for much longer. 2-1 to Crystal Palace. On to Fulham and Burnley. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for newly promoted Fulham, on the basis that Burnley were in Greece in midweek and they fell to a 3-1 defeat against Olympiacos. they've also had to travel, so I reckon a trip to London from Lancashire won't do them much good either. So Fulham to edge this one by 2-1. Newcastle take on Chelsea. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Chelsea in that one. Chelsea have been performing quite well, but have been very shaky at the back. I reckon Newcastle obviously score, but Chelsea, they've too much class. I reckon. So, but Newcastle will give them a good game, no doubt. They have been, they've given their all in their first couple of games, but it hasn't been easy for them. They've obviously had to play Spurs, and then they obviously had that last minute penalty kick miss last time out against newly promoted Cardiff. So they'll do alright. They won't have any problem surviving, I reckon, but a tough start of the season for them. And then finally, this week sees Manchester United take on Spurs. This is a tough game to predict, as all hell is breaking loose at the moment at Manchester United by the looks of things. Manager and board are not getting on. Players seem to be a little bit up in a heap, and the cohesion just doesn't seem to be there. And as for Spurs, they have a 100% record so far, but this is a must-win game for Manchester United on Monday to keep a happy camp, so to speak. As there's been very little cohesion so far by the looks of things between team and management and board, etc., etc., etc. So there we go, 1-0 United for that one. And move on now to my Super 6 picks for the weekend. I think 250 grand up for grabs here in this game. The Sky Sports game, obviously. So these are my picks. I've gone for a 3-1 victory for Arsenal over West Ham, a 1-0 victory for Huddersfield over Cardiff, a 2-1 victory for Leicester over Southampton, a 1-0 victory for Everton over Bournemouth, and 2 games from the Championship. Aston Villa take on Reading. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Aston Villa in that one, and I reckon Stoke are going to get their first victory against of the season against Hull City, edging them out by a 1-0. And now, finally, for this week, I'll give you my Fantasy Premier League team. I have Alisson in goal, the Liverpool goalkeeper. My back three are made up of Mendy, Janmaat and Alonso. Then my midfield consists of Salah, Mane, Richarlison and Maddison. And then my front three is Aguero, Wilfred Zaha and Danny Ings. So that's it for this week, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Happy predicting and have a great weekend. All the best from Shane. Take care.